this message is for you. So, again, bear with me. Your path is very, very important. Your individual path, okay, of life that you've chosen to follow. And this path now, lately especially, if you've been feeling, even with loved ones around you, if you've been feeling a sense of loneliness that you can't shake, okay? Like I said, you could be laying down with your loved ones, watching Netflix, and you're just like, this is the feeling that I guess I'm going to carry for the rest of my life, because this is something that you felt since you were young. And I'm getting day in and day out, no matter what accomplishments you made, no matter how many people you help, you wake up, it is that uneasy feeling. You go to bed, it is that, I don't look forward to that feeling again, but I've reconciled with it, right? Because we have a strong collective here that we're dealing with. This loneliness that you feel, this is a heavy price that you've paid for embracing all angles of individuality in your unique and lovely attempt to reunite the earth, which you already acknowledged, okay, through your experiences, that it requires understanding of another, or understanding of the differences of perception and communication that each and every single one of us acts based off of a moral code blended with the accumulation of these, set experiences that enforce each unique will and drive of the ego. The world's current state is a reflection of this lack of togetherness that you have a keen sense for in your subconscious on the ground level. Now, let's get a little deeper into that. So, this rather, for lack of a better term, Babylonian era that we are all experiencing right now, this is an attempt to kill off the human experience, the human ego, the human mind entirely through means of influence, specifically manipulation, tainted with imbalanced material motives. And that namely being uncapped resource acquisition. Now, you may have, now this is a little side note, okay, as part of this channeling here, that you may have dreamed of a place that is not of this earth. That is like, you're like, yeah, no, that does not exist here. Maybe a field that's like a just off the wall color, teal, I don't know. Teal could be something significant to you. Or if not, you just, or maybe like envision like a beautiful landscape, but it's like 1,000 times bigger than, what we see here on earth. Just small examples. This is where your essence feels at home, and your subconscious, okay, the veil between your subconscious and conscious is just non-existent. So there is a need to come into acceptance of that, if you haven't already. Now, again, that's where your essence feels at home most. This little, aside from that, going back to the era that we're living in, the time that we're experiencing, we do have a collective of humans, a rather cruel collective, a little subgroup that are attempting to complete human homogeny, a homogeny of the human experience. In order to, how do they do that? They identify those who bend under their influence, reward these subjects by allowing their survival and survival only, while eliminating the voice of the minds of those who think for themselves. For those who stand for others, who wish to think for themselves but maybe cannot. Total human homogeny is not togetherness. In fact, it is a ridiculous competition of who gets to be the last person standing and how much they can take from the human experience of others in the process until they reach this insidious goal. This is where you come in. This is where you're really fucking important. You are the reminder of the spirit and the entities of God, whichever entity you call on, you believe in, whether you do or don't at all, respectfully. You are the reminder of the essence that moves through you guys to show others to embrace love in all forms by loving yourself and letting this love flow also in your acts of service that you do on a day-to-day basis. Now this suffering, okay, this suffering is part of the human ego. It's part of the human will. It's part of having differences in points of view, right? But your loneliness that you're not able to shake, that is this inevitable result of this true individuality and drive within your purpose that is expressed by your own will. And that feeling of loneliness, that is you actively combating that insidious force at ground level 24/7, 365. You're tired. You need a rest. Go kiss and hug your loved ones if you haven't. If you don't have any loved ones around you, go hug and kiss your pet. And if you don't have a pet, go get one. Because part of the gift of this experience that you get to have on this earth is to feel that sense of togetherness in your outer world also, that you've already well adapted those sense of love in your inner world. This loneliness is because you are also human, right? You deserve to feel that love that you give others in your purpose specifically. Now, when you recharge, okay, when you recharge and you're ready to get out there back into the world and do what you're doing, here is your solution, okay? Those people that you help, those people that you service, or if you're a creator, your audience, right? All these people that you lead through your representation and encouragement, make sure that you are scheduling time not only for the service, but part of your service being catching up with these people, catching up with them, relating to them on a human to human level, okay? It sounds like a very simple solution, but it's actually very critical for you to do, because your heart is already very pure. If nobody's already told you that, with flaws and all of the mistakes that you've made in the past, okay? These mistakes come with being on this earth. The medicine for this melancholy is the earthly reassurance, the outer world reassurance of this person or people getting to experience a better quality of life and getting to enjoy their uniqueness and getting to hear their growing sense of wholeness within themselves because of you crossing their path. And if that's not togetherness, I don't know what is at the end of the day. I don't know. Maybe you do. But that energy, that reassurance is going to fill the space that is currently being taken, okay, by this, that's currently taken and filled up with this whole, constant reflection of wanting to find this peace and not getting it and bashing yourself because you feel that maybe you already have your family, you already established XYZ, in your peer circle. But again, let me remind you, your purpose is so unique and very important to the survival of humanity on Earth. This is a very simple yet needed solution, okay? This is where you find the peace that you have searched for so long, is what I'm getting here too. Hearing over and over again the fullness of life that your outer world experiences because of your interaction to it, okay? That will not only reflect now within yourself so that you can find this peace, okay, that you've been searching again for a very long time. Now that is also going to reflect in your outer world as well and fill you more on a more consistent and more whole, abundantly whole basis, okay? So, that's all I've got for you, collective. Take it easy.